One of you has been asking for this scheme for about a month now, and I've been waiting for this guy to arrive so I could do it justice, and I am so unbelievably happy with the end result. This is some of my favourite red armour I've ever painted, so shout out to Baratop6679, and with that, let's paint. I started this mini with a mistake, but we'll get into that. I began by pre-shading with P3 Morrow White over a black prime, and I sprayed this thinned a little more than 1-to-1 with thinner, and I also put in a couple of drops of flow improver, as it's heating up in the UK and I wanted as little tip dry as possible. I sprayed this at 25 psi, and these are the settings for almost all of the airbrushing I did, so I'll let you know when I change things up. Then into the shadows I sprayed AK Wine Red, before coming to my senses and realising I should start from Wine Red and build up to the bright red over the top. So I wound up doing a few thin coats of this over the entire mini. People often ask the point of a pre-shade if I'm spraying opaque paint over the top, but I did about 3 layers here and it's still quite visible underneath. Over the Wine Red, I repeated my initial pre-shade with white. Everywhere I'm putting this, I need to put my final highlight red over the top, so leave room around things like the chest and shoulder for a little of the Wine Red to show through. This is my first time painting one of these Marines, and they are so nice, they make the Legionnaire kit look rough as hell. For my final red, I went with AK Scarlet Red. This is a lovely orangey red, and if you're doing Blood Angels, this is a top pick. I'm just spraying this over the white, allowing for a little overspray to help it blend in with the Wine Red. Next, I had to decide which panels I'd be painting black. This wasn't easy as I liked my red so much, but I went for an even spread. I used AK Black for this, and I did a couple of thin coats. Not worrying about the other elements I'd want to be black just yet, I focused completely on the armour at this stage. This is the masking putty I'll be using to protect some of that red. It's by Green Stuff World, and it's really great stuff. I moved it around using a pair of tweezers, but a soft sculpting tool would probably be better. I applied some more around the mini, as I'd be doing another airbrush step to highlight the black armour. To highlight the black, I used AK Ash Grey, and I made sure to pay attention to where my original airbrush highlights were, as they should match up across the mini. Then I removed all of the putty, which is basically non-adhesive, so it's not going to ruin your thin airbrush layers like some tapes might. Then I moved on to a very interesting step. More black. This time I painted everything that wouldn't be red. This includes the trim, the weapons, the leather, you get the idea. You could just black out the things you want to be black, as this does take quite a bit of time, but it's one of those very relaxing steps for me that I always like to do. At this point, I wanted to mention I've just launched a free Patreon for people who enjoy my content. I'll be posting whips, the occasional product review when I pick new things up, votes on what I'll paint next, and just somewhere you can see more than the highly polished, definitely never not in focus content that I post on here. Next, I'm going to highlight the black and do a few scratches here and there. For this, I used more ash grey. I went for my more standard scratchy look and found it easy to quickly drag the brush along the trim to catch all of the edges and rivets at once. I'll be adding more scratches later with a brighter grey, so by applying some now, it'll bring a real depth to the wear on this armour. Now, there's a lot of leather on this guy, so I wanted to do something a little more interesting than my usual 2 paint recipes. But if you wanted to be a little faster, you can always skip the first 2 steps. I started with AK Grim Brown and base coated all of the belts, pouches, and gloves. This is the extreme shadow tone. Then I highlighted about 80% of the leather with a 1-to-1 mix of Grim Brown and AK Dark Brown. I was quite scratchy with this in order to build up some texture. I did the same again in a smaller area with pure dark brown, making sure to catch all of the edges. If you go too bright anywhere, just glaze some Grim Brown back over it, it'll look fine. Finally, I highlighted with AK Mud Brown, covering the edges and anywhere I wanted to draw the eye. Back to the armour, I did some rough edge highlights and small scratches on the red using AK Burn Orange. This is my go-to edge highlight colour for red and I highly recommend it. There was a skull on this guy's belt, so I base coated it with AK Leather Brown and added progressive amounts of AK Green Grey, making sure to pick out the eyes, nose and teeth. I base coated the cape using Leather Brown, and I applied a couple of thin coats. It's such a dynamic sculpt that I decided I'd highlight it with the airbrush, so I'd need to do a little bit of masking just in case. Then I sprayed AK Light Earth, holding the cape at the angle the light would be hitting it, ensuring I did the same on the inside as well. As you can probably see, the paint didn't want to behave, probably a combination of the heat and my own fault. I thinned some Leather Brown about 2:1 thinner to paint and reinforced the shadows. You could do more to it, but this is as far as I'd like to take a regular infantry cape. I then used the same paints to paint the loincloth. I did 3 mixes, adding progressively more light earth, the last one being about 2 parts light earth to leather brown. I wanted to knock this back, so I glazed some leather brown over the whole thing. For some reason, I decided to paint the grenade green, so just a couple of quick coats of AK medium olive green and it's done. For the fur, I base coated it with leather brown. It's such a nice natural brown tone, I use it all the time. I could have paired this with light earth again, but I wanted a little more warmth, so I painted the lower areas of fur with AK Decomposed Flesh. Don't worry if you go too far with this, as we'll be doing some mixes in between to blend the two. I made a 2:1 mix with more leather brown, and I used this at the bottom of where I wanted the darkest tone to end. Then below that, I used a 1:1 mix. Then I dry brushed a little black over the top. You could go over the whole thing to create a darker effect, but I left this here. I wasn't sure how I wanted to tackle the hair. I'd usually go red, but that wouldn't work here, so I decided to just highlight the black with AK Lead Grey, paying attention to where my original light source was coming from. Then I just mixed in a little more white to suggest reflection, and then again with more white in a smaller area. With all the little details done, I gave the whole mini a gloss varnish using Vallejo polyurethane gloss varnish through the airbrush. No decals on this mini, so I'm going straight to an enamel wash. For this, I used Mig Black Wash, thinned about 1:1 with odorless thinner. I dotted this into every recess and let capillary action spread it all around. There's always going to be a little bit of cleanup required, and for this I used an old small brush from my oil pot. I dipped it in thinner, wiped about 90% of it off, and just gently brushed it against any unwanted staining, and I reapplied thinner to the brush every now and then. After about an hour it was dry, so I sprayed the whole thing with AK Ultramatte Varnish, thinned 1:1 with AK thinner. With the varnish done, I could move on to the metallics. For any steel areas, I used Vallejo Exhaust Manifold. This is made for the airbrush, so if you put it on your wet palette, it's going to split immediately because of the additives. So instead, I always put a few drops onto a small well palette and give it a good mix every now and then. For any brass areas, I used Acryl Bronze. It's a lovely one-coat paint, and you could use this for some of the trim, though I wanted to stick to all black on this guy. I gave all the brass areas 2 or 3 coats of very thin scale 75 to spare green. This makes for a wonderful green verdigris effect. I also applied some of this to the little node on the power sword, just for fun. I then gave all the silver areas a wash of AK Obsidian Holt wash, just to try it out. It's pretty good, not super dark, but would work for subtle shading, not their best. Then it occurred to me I hadn't painted the weapon casing yet, so I base coated it with black. Then I mixed in some ash grey till it was 1:1 and highlighted about 50% of the area. Then I did one final highlight with pure ash grey. I then did some edge highlights with Basalt Grey, which are terrible, and I went back and fixed them later, I promise. For the lenses, I wanted something cold and striking against the warm armor. I began by base coating them black for some contrast. Then I filled most of the lens with white, leaving the edges dark. With very thin AK Ducat Blue, I covered the whole lens, and you could leave this here, it looks pretty solid. To really sell the glow, you need to create some cast light, so I lined under the lens with this same blue. Then I mixed some AK Sky Blue into the previous blue and did a couple of lasers over the white just to reinforce the brightness and saturation of the blue. This guy had some Eldari Spirit Stones on his belt, so I base coated them black, dotted the top and bottom corners with white, and over the large bottom highlight I put a little more Ducat Blue for some super quick gems. At this point the sword was feeling a little dull, so I painted the edge with AK gunmetal on both sides. The brighter metal is really going to help with that sheen. You could call this done here, but I always like a little bit of chipping. Against the warm red, I used Grim Brown as it's a nice cold brown and contrasts nicely. I just did little dots and scratches, and it won't show up well on black, so I skipped those areas. You could use a sponge for this, but I like to do it by hand. I took the chipping one step further by going back to burn orange and highlighting all of the little chips I'd done. At this point, the red was feeling a little dull, so I took AK Deep Orange and reinforced some of the edge highlights from earlier, and I am absolutely in love. That little line at the top of the chest makes me so happy. After the success with the red, I thought I'd show the black armor some love, so I added some further highlights with Basalt Grey. You could do this as the only edge highlight, or just use this paint earlier, but the matte varnish does kill some of the colour, so doing this now really helps. I also used this to do some scratches across the black armor. The very final completely optional step is some quick dirt on the cape. Just take some Grim Brown and a wide bristled brush, wipe most of it off and stipple it on. I went a little heavy, but it looks cool, and I did some on the loincloth as well. And with that, our Red Corsair is done, and I think I've absolutely nailed it. Love the red, love the black. My army painting head is deep in heresy right now, but maybe one day I'll crank out 1,000 points of these in a week, burn out, and then never touch them again. If you've enjoyed this or learned anything at all, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe, leave a comment if you have any thoughts or suggestions, and share it with your hobby friends if they're looking for their next Chaos project. Once again, I'd hugely appreciate anyone who wants to join my Patreon. It's free and just for a bit of an inside look at my hobby. Thanks for watching, bye for now.